Have you ever been angry? Everyone gets angry now and then and feels like destroying or hitting something. Hearts beat faster and the blood seems to rush quicker through the body. Sometimes a lot of blood rushes to the head. Our face gets flushed. Often we feel as though we were like kettles filled with steam. The angrier we get, the stronger the pressure inside of us. Like the kettles, we must find some way to let the pressure out.
I'm Jonathan Goldstein, and you're listening to Wiretap on CBC Radio 1 and Sirius Satellite Radio 159. Today's episode, Part 2 in our ongoing series exploring the 7 deadly sins, wrath, in which tantrums are thrown, neckerchiefs are tied, and enlightenment is achieved. Hello.
Can I borrow your neckerchief?
I don't own a
John, I've seen you at the clubs. You often wear a neckerchief in whichever pocket it is that signifies you're not gay. I've seen it.
I have never worn a neckerchief in my entire life. What is a neckerchief exactly?
A neckerchief, it's like a do-rag that's migrated south to your neck. It ensures you won't get any action. It's like a don't rag.
Why do you need a neckerchief?
John, I take part in a verbal fight club.
A verbal fight club? That's
right. You've heard of gang slanging?
In fact, I haven't.
We get together and we fight with our mouths.
Wait, hang on a second. What you're talking about is you're talking about people that you get together and you argue with? You're talking about like a debating society.
In a debating society, you can't scream and yell.
Oh, I see.
John, have you seen the filmed Entertainment Fight Club?
Yeah, where they meet and they have fist fights in abandoned meat lockers and stuff like that.
That's right. It's a lot like that. We go into underground parking garages, and just like in the film, we strip down completely naked except for our neckerchiefs, and we stand there glistening in the flickering
I don't
floor.
think that's the way that it happened in the movie. I think they just took off their shirts.
I'll have to rent it again. But it's a dramatic sight. There's nothing like the beautiful brotherhood of a bunch of sweaty, naked men gathered together in an underground parking garage, screaming and yelling at each other.
So what do you argue about?
What don't we argue about? Let me give you an example. Murray, right, the founder, his daughter was getting married. They couldn't decide whether to serve chicken or fish at the reception. So we argued about that.
That's what you argued about?
Vociferously.
That is the most frivolous subject for an argument I've ever heard.
What are you talking about? That's what the Civil War was fought over. The North wanted fish and the South wanted chicken. Chicken served by slaves, granted, but still.
And what side were you on?
Would you like me to repeat the quote that became legend amongst the Verbal Fight Club?
Please.
Chicken! You have to be crazy not to choose chicken! What's the matter with you? Fish swim in their own pee!
All right. Well, you have fun with that.
Well, you know what? Actually, I can't have fun with it because we don't have anywhere to hold it this week. So I was actually calling you to see if you would lend us your place.
I thought these things take place in a garage.
Ooh, a garage! Ooh, oui, monsieur. It's in a garage. Emphasis on rage. But I can't be hanging around in the garage anymore because with all the yelling and screaming, I ended up inhaling unhealthy amounts of carbon monoxide, and I became very lightheaded. So can we just use your place?
No, you can't use my place. I don't...
To quote the first black president of the United States, yes, we can!
Can you use your indoor voice, please?
This is my indoor voice. You don't want to hear my outdoor voice.
Why don't you do it at your own place?
My mom won't let me! I got nowhere else to go, John, please.
John, no.
What's the matter with you all? I can't come over to your precious... God forbid I should disturb you.
Interestingly enough, the early writers on the 7 deadly sins regarded wrath or anger as one of the worst sins.
But Professor Cunningham, the Bible makes mention of divine wrath. So why is God allowed to be angry, but we're not?
Well, the early writers on this subject made a big distinction between what they called indignation and wrath. And they argued that it is perfectly appropriate to express indignation in the face of social injustice. And that's a healthy thing. The preachers call that righteous anger, whereas wrath eats at a person individually and poisons his or her relationships with every other person. Its synonyms would be something like resentment, a kind of smoldering, constant bitterness.
So the sin of wrath is less about yelling and raging and more about internal anger?
Yeah. The distinction you'd want to make is the distinction between the person who may erupt in anger without thinking about it too much and the person who is an angry person. I think that's the critical distinction. For example, just 5 days ago, I was turning into my driveway and some guy tried to pass me on the left and dinged the back of my car and then promptly zipped away before I could get his license plate number. I want to tell you that I was not a model of forgiveness at that moment. I was mad as hell when it happened. I'm still mad. I got to work on it. But I don't think of myself as a person who constantly is in a state of rage and resentment. Because resentment, if you hold it in, the tendency is that it feeds on itself. So that a person who is deeply resentful or a person who is deeply bitter finds it increasingly impossible to forgive, much less to love.
What?
I forgot my keys. Can you open the door?
Where the you been for 2 hours?
Look, open the door. I don't have time for this.
You're dumb enough to forget your key? You're dumb enough to stay outside.
Dumb to forget my key.
Yeah. You're an irresponsible child. If you had an ounce of
I'm the
responsibility.
child. Who's the one who's locking me out of the door?
I'm not
my own damn house.
Okay, you know what? If this had been the first time something like this had happened, maybe I'd give in to your...
Baby, listen, please, just...
Don't give me that.
What?
The one time you come for a dinner party, you leave your girlfriend.
I'm sorry.
You say, I'm going outside for a cigarette, and 2 hours later you come home?
Listen, I went to a bar with Frank. I don't want to stay there with your friends. No offense. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. Just come down and open the door, please.
You're an hole.
Because I'm not one snotty-nosed, pompous like your friends, huh?
My friends are nice people.
Because I don't fall into your circle of friends, huh? Is that it?
You know what? You're an idiot who is disrespectful enough to walk out on me.
You're lucky I left, actually.
I'm lucky?
Your friend Justin's lucky I left before I knocked him in the face.
What are you talking about? Justin's an English teacher for 8th graders. He's a nice guy.
He's a real nice guy, huh? Just open the door,
Go sleep
all right?
with your parents' house.
I swear to God,
what are you going to do?
If you don't open this door...
What are you going to do? What are you doing? Stop ringing the doorbell.
Open the damn door, all right?
Stop.
Ring this...
Stop it. The neighbors have a newborn, you asshole. What?
Listen, baby, I'm tired of arguing. Can you just please...
Do you think I give it...
I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you, all right?
You gave up that opportunity when you decided to leave without even telling me, making an ass of me.
What do you mean? Nothing I do can make you look bad.
Oh, come on, please. It makes me look like an idiot.
I said I was sorry, but you don't... How about you stop and think about how I feel in this situation, you know? Your stupid friend Justin
what?
making fun because I don't know what Dijon is.
What?
Yeah, you didn't see that?
What are you...
Dijon. Sorry I don't eat at 5-star restaurants. I didn't know what it was, and he's laughing at me, and all your friends are looking at me like I'm nothing. How do you think that makes me feel?
Nobody made fun of you.
Everyone was laughing, especially that stupid friend of yours, Justin.
Nobody was laughing.
Every time with your friends, I feel like I'm nothing with them, all right? They just look down on me, and...
No one's looking down on you.
You know, you deserve a smart guy. I mean, I never feel like I'm good enough for you.
You kidding?
Don't laugh. Don't you dare laugh. Don't you dare laugh.
You don't have to worry about stuff like that. I think it's the cutest thing in the world that you don't know what Dijon mustard is. You don't have to impress anybody.
All I want to do is impress you.
I want to be with you because you're you. I want to be with you.
I looked up Dijon. It's Moutarde, actually. It's French.
Oh, my God. I love you, you stupid jackass.
You love me, but I'm a jackass.
Yeah, I love you. God.
I'm sorry. All right. You're right.
I am right. But I am sorry, too.
Just open up, honey, all right? I'm freezing my out of you.
You really have such a poetic way of putting it.
A real Shakespeare, huh?
Take your boots off. What are you doing?
Well, you're the one who had me standing out there like a putz.
No, I have to clean.
I'll clean, all right? I'll clean.
7:04 p.m. Arrive at community center. Anger management class. Take a deep breath. Admit to self, it's time to get this thing under control. Tentatively open door, just enough to squeeze inside. As everyone turns to look, press self against wall. Stick fingers of one hand in mouth. Resist urge to stick other hand down pants. 7:06 p.m. Survey room. Metal folding chairs, about a dozen people, snacks. Edge toward snacks. Get intercepted by woman with piercings. Aww, look at you. What's your name? Reply, Jacob. I'm 5 years old. 7:10 p.m. Man with goatee and glasses asks everyone to take a seat. Welcome to anger management class. Climb onto folding chair. Sit sideways with one leg sticking through the back. Discover chair is unbalanced. Wiggle. Get good rhythm going. Meet glare of large man with neck tattoos in neighboring seat. Look away. Under breath, just loud enough for him to hear, say, I smell you. 7:12 p.m. Stare at snacks across the room. 7:14 p.m. Goatee man announces he wants to hear some stories. Clap hands and shout, Yay, stories! Receive quizzical looks from peers. Ask to go pee. 7:16 p.m. Return in midst of story by sullen man in ball cap about how nothing was ever good enough for his father. Pipe up, my daddy's big like this, and flex biceps. Receive admonishment from goatee man about waiting turn and respecting others. Wiggle chair. 7:28 p.m. Woman with piercings gets weepy, talking about how she hates herself when she hits her kid. Notice her thong sticking out. Giggle. 7:30 p.m. Goatee man points and says, Fine, you. Welcome to the group. Why don't you tell us your story? Stand on chair. Begin. My next birthday, I'm going to be 6. I want a Power Ranger. I like green. And Halloween. I want it to be Halloween again. My mom was a pirate and she went, Arr! I wasn't scared. We had candy. I like gum. I'm hungry. Can I have a snack? Goatee man replies that snacks are for later. Can I tell another story? Goatee man says no. Discover hand has ended up in pants. 7:42 p.m. Goatee man suggests breaking for refreshments. Race over to snack table and announce, I win! Conversation ensues with large man. Hey, little dude, I think you should wash your hands before you grab a cookie. I did wash my hands. I don't think you did. You came out of that bathroom pretty fast. No, I washed. I did. Go back and wash your hands. I don't want to. Go wash your hands. No, I don't want to. I want a cookie. Do it. No, you can't make me. You're not touching a cookie until you wash your hands, you little puke. No, I don't want to. I don't want to. I want a cookie. 7:44 p.m. Kick large man in shin and run out the door. Decide to drop anger management and sign up for T-ball.
I really think anger can be a positive force for change. I mean, I feel like I harness it well.
You feel like you can harness your own anger?
I mean, I don't think it's good to stay angry all the time. Like, I don't think you should hold on to, like, ridiculous resentments for years. But I feel like privately, I've had moments where anger has done really well for me. Anger and, like, spite. It's a motivating force. And I was just arguing with a self-help person about this the other day, actually.
What do you mean a self-help person?
You know, I'm writing a book about self-help. So I went up to upstate New York, and there's this man who I've been subscribed to his email list for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went up to meet him, and then he was talking about anger, and he was saying, you should forgive, and you shouldn't ever hold on to anger. And everyone is your teacher. Everyone that's ever, like, wronged you, you're supposed to look at it as a teacher, and you're supposed to just forgive them and wish the best for them, and that is how you will get ahead. And I actually think, I really believe there have been specific moments in my life where, because I was angry at someone and actually, like, completely wanted them to be unhappy, and I wanted to win, and I wanted, like, petty, not noble goals, but, like, I was so focused on it that it really made me, like, accomplish things that I would not have otherwise. Like, it really advanced my life.
What do you think? Are you thinking of something specifically?
Like, when my boyfriend and I broke up, like, a few years ago, I was so upset that he ended up dating someone else, and it was angry. Like, I wasn't heartbroken. I was mad. Mm-hmm. And because I'd been stuck in a certain point in my life, and I felt frustrated, and, like, I hadn't been doing the things I wanted to do. Like, when he left, like, the spite was so strong that I then, like wrote a book proposal that I had been meaning to do and hadn't done, and got all this other stuff done, and it moved me forward in a way that I don't think would have happened if I had just been heartbroken. Like, I had not been able to, like, write this book proposal for, like, 2 years, and then the minute this happened, I, like, was like, I will show him I need to have a really great life so that I win. And it's not like I feel like the spite still exists now. I'm just saying, in that moment, all those feelings, it was like, it was helpful. It felt like a shot of adrenaline.
A good shot of spite.
Yeah. There's virtues to anger like there's virtues to anything else. In order to let something go, you usually have to go through anger first. Like, I think there's a process you have to go through. And a necessary part of that process is anger. And some people skip over that process, and they never admit that they're angry. And most people who say they let it go don't let it go. Like, they totally hold on to it. And they're like, it's all good. You know, it is what it is. And they're totally not telling the truth. It is what it is. It's like the most passive-aggressive thing I feel like I've ever heard.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like it at all. I don't like that expression.
Well, what do you say? I mean, you say it is what it isn't? I mean, how can you contradict that?
I just don't think, I don't know what it is means. Like, I feel like the fact that phrase took over is baffling to me. Because a lot of things aren't, like, you can change a lot of things. And, like, people will be like, I hate my job, but it is what it is. And I always want to be like, no, get upset about your job or to quit your job. But, like, I'd rather have them vent to me about how much they don't like their job than to say, my job is killing me. It is what it is. That I just can't handle. They try to convince you it's some sort of, like, Buddhist way of life or something, but it's not. It's like complacency.
Some Unhelpful Daily Meditations by Rene Zaporsky. You are eating a pint of soothing ice cream. A gentle humming sound emanates from the Maximus glutenizer beneath your buttocks as it slims your hiney. Life is a delicate balance, with one act canceling out the other, until we are all in perfect harmony. Picture the sound of one hand clapping. Now imagine the sound of one mouthwash user gargling. Your halitosis will return unless you compulsively check your breath every 5 minutes. Now open your eyes. Make sure no one is in front of you. Breathe out. You feel enlightenment, right? Life is a circle, an arc, a rainbow. Your dog ran away 2 weeks ago, yet you still have 3 bags of kibbles and bits waiting for his return. Forget all that stuff I said about rainbows. Life is about the abundance of nothingness. Today, you need to let go of the anger you feel toward others. Some things are out of your control, and you must learn to accept that. Other things are firmly in your control, like the way you made a complete ass of yourself at the executive director's dinner party. Remember, all the healing power in the world can't repair the damage to the host's couch. You need to lay off the tequila. Burn a candle that has a scent reminiscent of a rushing waterfall. See and hear the waterfall in your mind. Pray to the higher power of your choice that the sound of the rushing waterfall will drown out the noise of the people next door having sex. How long has it been since you've had sex anyway? Repeat this mantra. Today I will be able to truly comprehend the meaning of love in the universe. I will see that it has nothing to do with the fact that I am overweight. Instead, I will accept that it has much more to do with the fact that I don't make any money. Sit in the lotus position. See the day before you as a crystal rainbow spectrum, with each color representing an aspect of your day. Violet represents the lack of hot water available in your bathroom. Brown is the color of that spot on the carpet where your dog celebrated his return. Orange is the color of citrus fruits. You need to eat more citrus fruits. Now, lean back and pull the covers completely over your head. Ignore the alarm. There. That's better.
On Wiretap today, you heard Joshua Karpati, Starley Kine, Paul Zeno, Rebecca Amzalag, and theology professor Laurence Cunningham, author of a forthcoming book on the 7 deadly sins, set to be released this fall from Ave Maria Press. You also heard The 5-Year-Old Enters Anger Management by Ross Murray. Ross is a columnist for the Sherbrooke Record, and his story was read by Ben Bisayon. And at the end of the show, you heard Unhelpful Daily Meditations by Renee Zaporsky. It was read by Katie Malik. Wiretap is produced by Mira Bertwin-Tonic, Crystal Duhame, and me, Jonathan Goldstein. Tune into Wiretap Saturdays at 3:30 and Thursday evenings at 11:30. You can also hear Wiretap across North America on Sirius Satellite Radio 159. or subscribe to the podcast at cbc.ca/wiretap, where you can also download the latest Wiretap ringtone.
I want a cookie!
Remind yourself to stop being such a chump and stand up for what you want with every ring of your phone.
Looking for more CBC podcasts? Go to cbc.ca/podcasting.